Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself on track. Keep my head up, staying strong, always moving on. Feel I don't belong, tell my thoughts to move along. Push myself to be the best, die with no regrets. Live with every breath, see my message start to spread. And I had so many dreams, then you hit your teens. Life ain't really what it seems, try to find out what it means. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine. Yeah, everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah. Grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah, you know me, I have only a path, I'm lonely, but damn, I'm going to I don't want no fake love, I want the real stuff. Everybody listen up, cause I'll only say it once. I'm gonna show you all the path, if you want it bad. I'm gonna show you where it's at, yeah, how you can get it back. Yeah, cause I ain't never done, I'll be number one. Working hella hard until I get just what I want, yeah. Rises like the sun, yeah, fatal like a gun. Shooter's gonna shoot and I'm gonna shoot until I won, yeah. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine. Yeah, everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are live here from Talladega Super Speedway. It is time for the Racers Elite here once again on this Monday night, second race of round number 2. Well, that makes a lot of sense. I guess that kind of explains itself. Adam Chapman, Todd Chase Jr. with you in the booth. Todd, we are live Talladega Super Speedway. Not sure what to expect. Really, this go around. Thoughts on this? Of course, a bunch of different classes and all that here at Talladega. It should make things a little interesting.
Yeah, it definitely should be interesting here. I'm kind of anxious to see what class pulls out further than the other class, like we saw last week, where the Gen 4s kind of pulled out from away from everybody, but then the was it the Gen 6s or the next gen?
It was the next gen. No,
yeah.
The next gen overall was able to come up through because they were saving tires and stuff like that. So yeah. Real quick, we made a mistake last week. We called the Gen 4 the ARCA car. They are very similar. And I just kind of went with ARCA just because that's what I've always called them. But they are similar, a little bit different, of course. Gen 4, of course, a former Cup car, which we'd love to see. But, of course, that is right now, I believe, on top of the leaderboard. They are currently on top of the leaderboard here in qualifying. Is that Gen 4? Definitely not surprising. 3 Gen 4s right now, followed by, I believe it is the, looks like the Gen 6 currently second. Right now in the pink. Of course, the blue is the next gen, and the trucks, of course, will be purple. From what I've been reading, Todd, the truck can keep up with the next gen under draft as long as they're tucked up tight to each other.
That's going to be very interesting to see because what's going to happen once the next gens have to come down pit road? Because if you think about it, them trucks, they're going to be sucked up underneath of that car. The car is going to burn the most fuel compared to the truck. So are they going to lose more time to everybody else once those cars come down, or are they going to come down at the same time?
See, that's where, from what I'm kind of understanding, and I'm just going off of what we were seeing in chat was, you have to be tucked up really close with the next gen car. And to me, that makes me wonder a little bit because if you're off, it seems like the draft ain't as strong. Or if you're tucked up straight up underneath them, that's where things get interesting. Now, one thing I want to mention: damage, Todd, we learned is not owned for this series. So
No.
we're not sure if the cars can actually blow up. They might be able to. I wouldn't think so. Since the damage is
Well,
off, but they might be able to blow up. I'm not sure.
I don't know. It's one of them things that we're gonna have to kind of wait and see what happens because we're used to the damage being on. So normally at a Talladega race, you can only run about 3 to 6 laps tucked up real tight underneath somebody. Otherwise, you risk blowing that engine up. So
It
I'm
is
I'm
interesting if there's
anxious
no
and
damage.
curious to see what happens.
So, of course, we want to give out shout outs. You guys can see the sponsors. Hopefully, they're a little bit bigger for you all. And by the way, I realized
Hmm.
last week I kind of made a mistake. Uh, it's kind of embarrassing to mention, but we had our broadcast where we haven't broadcast in a while. We had our little mishap. Some guys couldn't see the driver info, or some of the people talking really couldn't see the driver info. That was completely my fault. I didn't realize I had my display screen bigger on my broadcast software than it was supposed to be. So that should be
Hey,
fixed tonight.
that's just all part of the rest that we're knocking off.
That is true. So we do want to welcome everybody tuning in. But once again, quick shout out to all the sponsors. AMR Race Control. We have learned them guys are not biased whatsoever.
Nope.
They will straight up penalize you. They are a independent race control, which I absolutely love. I think that is one of the coolest things that people, I know broadcast is a big thing to leagues, Todd. I think more leagues need to look into getting a race control like that
They
more than
do.
broadcast, or at least both, because that is really cool. KS Designs, as well as GRR Sports. Of course, we got Admin Box. You guys will see a commercial for them here in a little bit. Hopefully, the QR code works for Mozo Racing. And, of course, GTR promo code Racers Elite. And GTR Racing is pretty awesome as well. So, qualifying almost done here. We got about, I don't know how many minutes, Todd, 2.5 minutes. Give or take a couple weeks.
Yeah, about give or take. As we see, I'm watching Curtis Ecker go basically to the top of the board with that lap.
Yep, goes to the top of the board, of course, in that next gen class. You guys can see, by the way, I put the classes up. I wish it would actually let me, and I really need to look at this because it may let me actually change them while I'm thinking of it.
But while you check that, Lee Campbell coming down the backstretch heading into turn 3. He's going to run this bottom lane, and that's what you normally want to do. You want to run as smooth as you possibly can, real close to that yellow line here at Talladega. That is the fastest lap, or the fastest way around this racetrack. Back in the old days when the Cup guys actually ran these cars, you would see guys like Dale Earnhardt Jr. lead everybody up to the top, and it would basically let some of them guys behind him burn more fuel, even though he was the lead car.
Yeah, it goes to third on the board out of New York with a 52.355. Todd, any chance that we will see just the highline on this race where everybody gets single file? Do you expect side by side racing the entire night? We don't really know.
Yeah, I anticipate it being like full train mode for sure, but I don't see it like everybody just following everybody at once. I think you're going to see like a small group, Gen 4s, and then you're going to see some trucks mixed with Gen 6 and next gens. And I mean, it is possible that we could see some of them, single file lanes move to the top. But like I had just mentioned, you saw Lee Campbell running that bottom line. That's normally where these races are run at if they go full train mode here at those racetracks.
Just had Jesse Fox check in. I know he asked in the Discord, is damage really off? Yes, it is. It surprised me too. And then Cody, I think it's Bonelli. I hope we pronounce your name right. It might be Bonelli. But anyway, he is currently second. We'll get to run down here in just a moment. As well as all the other good stuff. Todd, we actually got a lot more drivers actually coming in kind of late, about 24 now. It looks like the car count is up to. So should make for some very interesting racing. A big truck field actually.
I believe last week we had about 17
Yeah.
amongst the 4 classes, and
Yeah.
this week we got about 24. So I mean that's a good jump from
Pretty
week
big.
1 to week 2.
Not bad at all. So the grid here is now showing up on your screen. Looks like Dale going to be on the front row, of course, in that Gen 4 car. Run out second, Cody Bonelli, like we mentioned. John Connor will round out in the Gen 6. And then Troy Thomas will round out second in that class. Only 4 Gen 6s in here, by the way. Next gen, we got a bunch. Sixth in the class, Curtis Ecker and Terry Fennell. I'm probably butchering his name once again. I am the redneck. Todd is the Yankee. So
Yep.
Todd will get your name more right than I probably will. Jared Hayes in the Truck Series pole position, and Hunter in the number 48 truck will be starting in P2 in that. So you guys can kind of just go through the field here as you see it going through your screen. Once again, we do want to thank you guys for tuning in. Weather not going to be an issue here at Talladega, Todd. That's something we need to mention. 70 laps, you're probably not going to take tires, especially if we go green. You do not have to take tires.
No.
They just don't wear. So, and even if they do wear, the draft helps you anyway, so it don't matter.
Right. I do know one thing that I think we forgot to ask about is the fuel. Like how many are these guys capped at a fuel load amount?
Yeah, I didn't ever get that. Let me see if I can find it on the chat. There may be something there that I'm kind of overlooking. I want to say it was 65%, but
you could possibly be wrong.
But very well could be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting ready to roll, by the way. I'm looking right now. By the way, there is a 21 incident cap here, Todd. Damage off 65%, unlimited tire sets, 2 green-white checkers maximum. iRacing, of course, determines all the yellows, which that is that true? Because I thought the race control could throw them too. I thought I seen one when we did the snowball derby, which it may have been different for them.
Right.
Might be at race control's discretion.
It could possibly be.
Yeah. So here we go. We're rolling.
Yep. Chapman, it is week 2. Let me get your quick prediction class by class here on who you think picks up the win.
I don't know. For this, I don't know. We'll just go Andrew in the 98 for the Gen 4.
Oh, you stole my pick.
Brandon Honeycutt will get the win.
Okay.
And the next one, and I don't know why it's showing lap 1 on my overlay. I need to fix that real quick.
Yeah.
So, we went green yet. That would explain a lot. Anyway. Sean Connor will pick up the win, I think, in the next gen.
Okay.
And, dude, the trucks are going to be tough to pick.
I know.
Jesse Fox.
Okay. Well, obviously, I'm going to pick Andrew Teft to win this week in the Gen 4s.
That's a bunch of crap.
I think I'm going to go with you as far as Brandon Honeycutt. And then I think I'm going to go with Nathan Emerson this week.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And maybe, just maybe, I think I'm going to go with Jared Hayes to win.
Jared Hayes is a good pick, I think. Once again, we're still new to this series, so we don't know everything about some of these guys yet. We do know that there's still some new guys as well that we're learning about, that these guys are learning about. Todd, that's one thing you've got to find. You've got to find your drafting partner first and foremost when it comes to Talladega as the pace car pulls off. But Todd, unlike any other track, we go a long way to the start-finish line. Still got to work through the tri-oval. Yeah,
normally you see at Daytona, the start-finish line is right about halfway through this tri-oval, probably about right here. But no, we go all the way down here past pit road. As the green flag is out here at Talladega, the Gen 4s are going to lead the field, and we'll see who breaks away from who first.
We already got some cars jumping up to that outside third lane, Todd. It looks like that is the 3, I believe.
Yes, there it is.
or at least it's a custom number 3. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but we also got the 6 jumping up as well. It's a free one right now through all the field, and a truck kind of getting caught in the middle there. Oh, it almost lost the lead.
Well, this is surprising. You see the Gen 6s and the one next gen kind of pass everybody here that started up in the front in the Gen 4 class. Was not expecting that. I thought the Gen 4s would kind of outlead everybody, but here come the Gen 4s in the draft now. Gonna go past these guys here as we go through the tri-oval, coming to the start-finish line to complete lap number 1.
Yeah, just to let you guys know, this is going to be one of them races where it's going to be hard to call for a class race, just to let you know ahead of time, because it's going to be so close every time. Yes. It's going to be hard to say, the class that leads, because the lead's going to change here pretty often, I'd imagine. As a big group right now, Todd. Right here, let me fix this. There we go. Yes, it is currently a Gen 6 up front.
Yep, I believe that is the number 3. Number 3. Yep.
Corey Thomas.
Yep.
Once again,
you see Andrew Teft going to the outside by himself. Going to side draft to 6. Going to pull the 9 with him to see if he can go to the top, as the 9 gives the 98 a huge jump. And there you go. You're going to see this a lot today.
I think what's cool is that I think overall these Gen 4 cars are faster than the next gen and the Gen 6. And it's kind of a throwback type thing, because we're seeing that of how fast these Gen 4 cars actually was when they ran, a few years back. What year was it? Like 2004 or something like that?
I believe it was 2004. As you see the 9 get a little loose behind the 98, that's going to not really help the 98 as he's leading everybody here in the field. But I believe it was 2004 to like 2008 or 8 or 9 or something like that.
Jumping back to the trucks, Todd. That's surprising. We're not seeing the trucks tucked up. They are actually racing in their own little class, and they spaced out 8 of them. Just kind of running single file. We've got a couple of trucks jumping out of line. 51 of Jared Hayes jumping out, put 4 on top, 4 on the bottom. And we also got go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, I think that's the class that I really want to be in right now, after seeing what's going on between these Gen 4s and Gen 6s and next gens, as they're running 3 wide and almost running into each other.
Yeah, on board right now with, we've got a Jared Hayes now that we're right on board with. Oh, big wreck, 83 hard into the wall. Not sure if it's going to bring out a yellow. Rob Yost Jr. slow on track, and no caution will come out. Once again, no damage in this series, so you see that hard hit. He was able to keep going.
Well, with no damage, that's going to really affect them as far as kind of catching up to the back of the field, because if they wouldn't have wrecked, they may have had a chance to kind of ease their way back up throughout this race.
Could have came out just a bit slower on track, so who really knows? And that's just something with the damage model, or with the damage turned off, that these guys are going to kind of have to get used to throughout the next, now we're on week 2, so we've got 8 weeks left of this series, so that's just something we're going to have to get used to a little bit of.
Yeah, and one thing I'm starting to notice is all these trucks are not running side by side, they're all running single file, so I'm wondering if their pit strategy is to just run with themselves as kind of like their own race and see how long they last. Maybe they can leapfrog over these other classes.
Well, there's some next-gen cars actually involved in this. That is the next-gen, right? Double check.
I believe
it is. So that is the next-gen, and right now they are kind of mixed in with the trucks. 2 of them, John Connor and William Kelly, the 97, which we seen the 97 last week, Todd, win a race. That Krispy Kreme car.
I believe these are actually Gen 6.
They are Gen 6. Actually, they're yeah, you are correct. They are Gen 6.
But yeah, I mean, he had an awesome race last week. I'm kind of looking forward to see what he can do here tonight. I know it's kind of hard, with having this gap between him and the back of the other pack, but I'm wondering if these Gen 6s are going to be able to pull these trucks back up to everybody else as this race goes along.
Big save there from, it looked like Brandon Honeycutt had a massive wiggle on the back stretch. May have got a little bit of contact, a little bit of help, but was able to keep it in line. So far, these guys are doing a pretty good job. Don't worry, I'll jinx them here in a minute. If I keep talking about how good they're actually driving. They are really pushing each other really hard here, Todd, and able to do a really good job. The 15 right now, Kinsley Smith, will hop on board and ride. You can see really right on the back bumper of the 13 Brandon Honeycutt. You guys can see what it looks like in the draft. Definitely not that easy. And I'm not a big fan of Talladega or Daytona, Todd. You know that from being my spotter.
Yeah.
This right here is where the skill kind of takes place, especially when you start really pushing. If you're laying off somebody riding, that's different. But when you're actually pushing, you can see what he's doing right now. That's where the kind of the skill level comes in. You can see who is usually going to play races.
Well, when you run multiple classes at Talladega, that you know there's going to be some classes that are going to be slower than you, but when you're driving a faster car, it's kind of hard to anticipate on making a move because you don't know if they're going to see you flying up past them. And I believe that's kind of what we had seen where Honeycutt tried to make a move and, you know, it almost turned out detrimental.
Yeah, that's one thing is we got 3 wide here. Now with Honeycutt still up on that high side, looks like it's a 400 car. And Todd, I'm not going to butcher his last name. Matt Schluser?
Loser?
Loser? We're going to go with that.
Yeah. See the 13 coming up on the outside. Back here at about the third row with the 15 as well.
Got 3 wide right now. Want to give you guys an idea. These cars right here, this big group, running 49.8s, 49.6s. These trucks right now run 50.3, 50.1s. So that gives you an idea of the different types of speed, I guess we could say. Yeah, I'm looking at the miles per hour, about 3 to 4 mile an hour difference on the straightaways.
Right now, your overall leader, I believe, is Troy Thomas in the 3.
Yeah, it has changed now. Andrew back in the lead. That hushed it up quick, didn't it?
It did. That's what we're saying.
Cody is racing, by the way, David.
Yeah, he is currently, I want to say...
6th, actually. He's up on the high side.
Yep.
He's actually in the middle, 3 wide right now. And that number 90, by the way, that is the old Jeff Burton paint scheme that he used to run with the X side on it.
That's cool.
It is. He's got his own sponsors on it. It looks really good. Pretty cool to see that car. And we
Another
are 3
cool
wide for the
looking
lead.
one. Yeah, 3 wide for the lead here at Talladega. As you see, I believe that's Lee Campbell now dropping to the bottom in front of Andrew Teff. But another car that I was going to say that looks really cool is that 15, the next gen, running that Napa scheme.
Yeah, up on the high side. It's kind of like a Napa pencil scheme. It's kind of a crossover.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a, what would you even say? Is it Michael Waltrip maybe? Or is that more?
I would say kind of a mixture between
Michael Waltrip and Steve Park maybe?
Maybe.
That's kind of what it looks like with the black nose kind of resembling Dale Sr. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That'd be my guess anyway. Then you got the Gatorade paint scheme a little bit further back. Not really much further back. Trevor Woodward in 6th. Can't remember. Somebody drove the Gatorade scheme. I think it was Darryl Walker who drove the Gatorade scheme.
Yes.
And these are not throwback cars, by the way. These are what people want to run.
I don't know if you've seen, we had
Brandon,
a couple kind of hit the wall here on the straightaway.
Brandon out of Elizabeth in Tennessee. A lot of guys, by the way, this is series from my area.
Yeah.
We had another one that was, I believe it might have been Lee Campbell that I seen from Boone, North Carolina. That's actually not far at all as well. I'm sorry, he was from New York, Lee Campbell was. But there's somebody here from Boone, North Carolina that I seen.
See the 13 of, I want to say that is Brandon Honeycutt dropping back in line again. They're too wide up here throughout the lead pack.
What I'm noticing, Todd, is actually with these Gen 4 cars, right now there's 4 of them up front, 5 of them now up front. Even when they're in traffic, you can see that they carry much more speed when they're hooked up compared to every other car around them. And what's going to be interesting, we're on lap 13. These guys only run 65% fuel, so they're going to be on pit road around lap 26, 25 through 30, I would imagine.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking as well.
If we get that green flag pit stop, that's where these cars are going to be really interesting to see if they're able to hook up with each other again, where they have to hook up with the Racing Series and class. I think that's where things can get interesting. As we jump back a little bit further, it is now Jared Hayes in the 51 leading the trucks, but I will say this, Todd, they are actually following behind the next gen, I believe. They are, and I'm sorry, that's Gen 6, ain't it? Yeah, that is the Gen 6 that they're following behind, and they have actually started making up time. They are running a lot faster than what they was.
Well,
Still
what I'm starting,
bit,
what I'm starting to notice is right on board with Cody Bonelli. He's starting to get a little loose off of turn 2. I wonder if the tires are starting to wear for these guys throughout this lead pack.
Especially in this class with the Gen 4s, it's a very good possibility. We didn't really talk about the Gen 4 tires, or we talked about tires might not wear in general when you pit, but with the Gen 4, which seems like that they burn the tires up more, we noticed it last week, maybe the rear tires do actually affect them here as well. And now probably getting more fun because we're coming up on a slower car right now. Waylon's about to get possibly a lap down. He's in a truck, so things are about to get really interesting here for this group.
Yeah, I want to see if these guys can actually form 2 lanes to get around him without having any issues, and then they can go back to running 3 wide. But we're going to see what's going to happen here in turn 1.
Technically, you could go 5 wide. I've done it. You really don't want to.
It's sketchy.
Yeah, you really don't want to. 4 wide sketchy, 3 wide sketchy. But yeah, it's going to be interesting.
See Lee Campbell going into the middle lane. Everybody else going to follow suit.
That's a lot of communication.
Yeah, a lot of communication. I've seen Brandon Honeycutt touch the wall again there off of turn 2. No harm, no foul, because obviously there's no damage involved in this league. But
wall on the wall.
Oh yeah.
Can you wall ride? Yeah. Can you pull a Ross
Chastain? Yeah. Can you pull? I'm wondering if will it stop you?
I mean, I don't know. You would think it would still slow you down on certain tracks. But as far as it ain't going to damage your car if you do it.
Right.
Luckily, we don't do any short tracks for these guys. It's kind of a good thing, I think. By the way, real quick. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, it's still side-by-side battle for the lead here between Lee Campbell and, I want to say, Brandon Honeycutt for that overall lead position. As you see now, that was a little close.
A little sketchy there.
That was following the leader and not realizing that you were not clear. Because I've done that before.
Real fast, Todd, when we got it here. We are off for the next 2 weeks for Christmas and New Year's. We return January 6th for week 3 at Charlotte Motor Speedway, which could be very interesting. Charlotte's going to be fun. I'm really looking forward to the race after that, though. We go to Daytona Road Course for 30 laps.
Yes, with these multi-classes. Yeah, it's going to be really kind of like a throwback to what we did for the Red Sox Racing League.
Yeah.
So
good racing up front. And for people that do not know, we are also broadcasting on Twitch as well. Recently on Twitch, we are broadcasting on our Facebook page at Trackside Racing Network, which is where we actually came from. We decided to go with these guys' channel to help try to build their channel up and stuff like that for future races for them or anything they want to do with it. So yeah, that's one of the cool things that we got to do with them. So I want to thank everybody once again for tuning in. And
Rewind here for a second, and I don't mean to cut you off, but we're gonna have some lap traffic again here off of turn 2. probably at the end of the backstretch, and wise move for the 400 to kind of get back in line because he had a huge run coming through the front stretch.
We're going to get him here. Looks like possibly in turn 4. 2 cars actually in turn 4.
Oh, this is going to be interesting.
That is a truck, by the way, and I believe that is a next gen. It is. I believe, yes.
Looks like they're going to run the most highest lane to stay out of everybody's way. And once again, that's great communication amongst the leaders to let them know that they're coming up behind them.
I'm sorry, that's a truck, and it is a next gen, right? That is currently leading the way. Yeah, next gen currently leading the way. Takes me a minute because I'm trying to remember. By the way, you guys can see the classes up top. Of course, it will change and stuff, but that is your current leader in each class. Well, I'm going to see if I can figure that out, maybe make it custom where I can actually remind myself and put what they're called. We're supposed to be able to. I just got to figure out how. But once again, we broadcasted a while, so I kind of forgot how to do everything.
Yep, starting to see some of these cars get a little more loose off of turn 2 and off of turn 4. Big run here for these Gen 4s off of turn 4. Will Lee Campbell take over the lead? Yes, he will.
There you go.
Let's check on our trucks, by the way, here. We haven't talked about them in a while.
By the way, up top, you guys can see the leading team of the class. So Campbell currently leading in the Gen 4 right now for full Gen Esports as we look back at the truck series. Kind of checked out a little bit. Oh, we got trucks pitting.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. We got a couple on pit road, but you are right. Some of them kind of checking out away from this little pack as well. I believe that is, let's see, that is a couple of Gen 6s.
Yeah, Alex Gates now leaving pit road. And I need to double check this, but I want to check and see as far as tires. 12 seconds on Alex Gates. I think that might be a 2-tire stop. Jesse Fox looks like 12.1. The Tim's in the 0-31, 14.2 seconds. So we're seeing that already. These trucks already spaced out. That's not really what you want to do. As Jared Hayes now comes down pit road with the one as well, and the 51 just missed his box.
Yeah, not good when you come down with somebody. Ultimately, that's going to mess your whole chances up, as you see both these trucks that just came off pit road kind of part the seas for these Gen 6s.
Yeah, so Jared Hayes is going to try to catch up to the back of that 7 car, or truck, should I say, and the 1, Nathan Emerson, going to win the race off pit road for the trucks. We'll have to keep in mind, will he be able to keep the lead? As you see the 77 Alex Gates now, Todd, working to the tri-oval, might be able to close this up on Nathan Emerson and take that lead away by pitting a little bit earlier. So we will see that in just a second. Maybe, maybe not.
Well, we also have the 2 Gen 6 cars that were running with them trucks now on pit road.
Last week's winner, John Connor, on pit road. Want to mention real quick, Todd, the 77 of Alex Gates did not get the lead for pitting any earlier. William Kelly also on pit road. To me, this right here is the most difficult part of Talladega.
Yep.
When it comes to pit road.
Yep. Trust me, we've run plenty of league races here to where we've all come in together as teammates.
We don't come together.
No. And it's usually it gets left behind.
Yes. It is kind of a habit for you to kind of get left out a little bit. For people who do not know, these tires are now high. They slide a lot. The track temp's a little bit up there, so you slide through your box. You have to make sure you do not slide through. You have to make sure not that you don't speed. As we see some more cars coming down pit road right here. You guys are watching that. But this is full speed coming in. I mean, it is very easy to get caught speeding, slide through your box, or anything.
Even just trying to slow down to get on the pit road within that I believe 55 mile an hour speed is hard, because we've seen some guys lose it right there at the end of pit road.
Yeah, so these guys that are staying out right now, this is going to put them in range for a two-stop race.
Yep.
Which I feel like everybody can make it on two stops for the most part. So we'll make sure nobody got a penalty. I did see Hunter in the 48. Looks like he did get a penalty on pit road. So he got a whole penalty. That was in the truck in the 48.
And here we go. We got a group coming down pit road again.
That's 4 cars coming in. That is all the Gen 6s, I believe. Or that is the next gen, I'm sorry. All on pit road. Brandon Honeycutt, one of them. The 15, the 10, and the 19 of Curtis Ecker. So we will see. Yep, the 19, Todd, did exactly what we talked about. Ecker sided through his box just a little bit, had a backup.
Yep.
Probably not going to take tires, I would imagine. Or he is going to take tires. He's going to go ahead and take 4, I believe.
Well.
And Honeycutt's going to win the race off pit road. We're going to jump over to our lead pack because these guys are about to pit. I want to hop on board and show you all kind of what it looks like as you're going to come down pit road. These are the Gen 4 cars, and they are not coming down this time, so we will do it next time.
Yeah, I'm really concerned
they would
with
have the gas to go that far.
Yeah, I'm concerned with them running side by side for the lead as Andrew Tuft kind of looking around, see if he can get around Lee Campbell. But yeah, I'm really curious as to see how much longer they could run side by side for this lead. As I thought they were going to go 3 wide there.
Yeah, we're working down the backstretch. We're expecting these guys to hit pit road anytime. Is Honeycutt still on pit? No, he's not. I thought he was still on pit road. As we work through 3 and 4, let's see if these guys come down. I don't think they're coming down this time. They are. Oh,
Campbell is. Yep.
And see that? I worry about that, Todd. No
yep.
help. There was another car that came in. Dale came in with you.
Well, what I'm wondering is he going to link up with some of the other cars with being a faster car? Maybe be able to push them slower cars, either the trucks or the next gens that had issues on pit road before him, to maybe kind of pull them closer to everybody else, you know?
You can see the 9 on pit road, of course. I'm trying to see if he's taking tires. He did take some tires and down the way. Yep, take 4 tires, down the way he goes. So, we're going to hop on board now with these guys and see if we can get a shot of coming on the pit road. Charles Mizzle. Here they come. You can see the hands moving already. He's trying to slow down, having a little bit of trouble. And I want to be honest, he did something a little bit different. We had some smoke as well. He did something a little bit different, Todd, that I normally wouldn't recommend really doing. He was actually downshifting as he was coming in. I just stay in 4th until I hit the line.
That's what I do as well.
I feel like that's just overall, because you got a chance, if you downshift, you got a chance of spinning it out by downshifting too early. So, Benelli, by the way, on pit road as well with that number 90 car. You guys can see him. 4 tires for him and the 98 of Andrew. And down the way they go. And see, I feel like
on board.
Charles Mizzle just now leaving. I feel like it did hurt him a little bit.
Yeah.
By downshifting.
I think it did too, but we'll see if that kind of really hurts him or not. As I'm riding on board with John Connor as they go around another Gen 6 car.
See, I wonder if these shape up like, will Honeycutt and Smith be able to pull away in the next gen? I don't really know. If these other cars looks like they're going to get grouped up, I don't see them being able to pull away. Honestly, I think they might for a little bit, but we've seen this in our race, Todd.
Yep.
You do close back in as long as you get single file.
Yeah, and if you're more than 6/10, you're not going to get that. Yeah. You're not going to be able to move any further because you got to bust through that fictional bubble that you can't see. That's So I mean, you got to stay close together, otherwise you're not going to gain any on everybody else.
All right. So with that said, we're going to pause for a commercial break, and we'll be right back. If anything happens, we'll cut back in.
We are back live here at Talladega. As you see, some of these Gen 4s have now came all the way back from 2 seconds behind this lead pack of next-gen cars and I want to say Gen 6 cars. Almost a wreck right there as they go into turn 1. This is going to be a big mess.
Andrew almost getting part of that with the truck. I'm not sure who that truck was on the inside. It might have been, wasn't Nathan Emerson. I'm not sure who the truck was, but definitely a moment for everybody, really. So here's something I find interesting, Todd. We was talking about the gap being closed to the Honeycutt and Smith. That gap right now, they're running 2 seconds faster from 3rd back to 11th. Actually, probably back further than that now. Faster than these 2 cars out front. Now, here's the thing that worries me with Honeycutt is he is out front burning gas up, which we think should be okay. He should be able to make it on one more stop no matter what.
Right.
But it's just something that I'm thinking about. Is there a chance that he could burn too much up and have to stop again? I don't think that's going to be the case. But I will say, for a multi-class race, pretty impressive that these guys haven't brought out the yellow.
Yeah, because I mean, you got to look at this race from a different, like a few different standpoints. I mean, as a car owner, you're probably over there chewing your nails if you're a Gen 4 car watching some of these guys, you know, that you're catching, hoping that you make your move, they don't jump up in front of you. But
so we just got a main lead change, by the way. DPV, nope, Lee Campbell led that lap and will take over the overall race lead. And I will say, Tom was talking about on the commercial, it was very tough to call this race on a super speedway. Once we get to the other tracks, it'll be a lot more relaxed, I think. But it is very tough to call it on super speedway because everything is so tight within each other. So we're just calling the races as they're racing against each other. Technically, they're for overall position, but you know, we haven't really talked a lot about the trucks, Todd. And right now, the 7, is she the leader or is she a lap down? Jesse Fox currently 5th in class. Hunter Burham is currently 5th in class. I'm sorry. Alex Gates 4th in class. Tim's
big wreck right there.
Did they wreck
They
it?
saved it. They wrecked it right there in front of, I want to say the.
Back it up just a little bit.
I want to say that was right in front of. As I'm having a little bit of an issue here.
Oh, see it right there. Yep. The 15 got in the wall along with the 6 right in front of the 3. So that was the 15.
The 15 gets turned by the 6 again.
I just think he should go flying up in the air. There. Okay, the damage is fixed. And he's actually able to keep going, but we'll have to back that up as well and see what happened. With that was with the 15 and 6. Here's your replay of that. All the 15 comes down across the 6's nose. Hard impact to the outside wall. And really the 6 didn't do anything wrong that. That was more the 15 trying to get down in front of the 6. That is 2 different types of classes, by the way, Todd.
That's what I was about. That's what I was going to ask you. You think that was a product of the nose and the tail of these different classes not aligning up like they're supposed to?
He came down, but really he hit him. It looked like square, but I mean that's a very good point. Definitely, especially right in the corner.
Right.
So that kind of mixed everything up, Todd. We had 11 cars a minute ago inside this top pack. We are now down to 7 cars in this lead pack. So these other cars further back, you guys can see they need to get nose and tail so they can run this top route back down, which they should be able to do. As long as they do it quickly instead of trying to race each other. That's one of the things, man, like when we raced here, when we had plenty of times, and we mentioned it quite a few times, that we do a fairly good job of it, I think, as the team.
I think so too.
There are some guys that always are trying to race everybody around you instead of getting in line and trying to catch a group in front of you. And sometimes you just need to get single file and run down the group in front of you, especially to have a chance at the win. Now, if you're racing in class and the class is right there in front of you, who cares if you help the other class? Like, it don't matter. So.
Right. Like let's say a truck is leading this field. You know, who cares if a next gen comes up flying past you, and you know that's actually going to benefit you because they're going to burn the more fuel than you. So
here's another interesting thing. I'm looking at Nathan Emerson in the one truck. He is currently leading the truck field. He is behind the 7 Realtree truck, right behind the the next gen cars. And there's also a Gen 4 in that. He's okay with where he's running. He don't need to back up because that truck's behind him. So he's got a little bit of a gap now if they hook in with the draft, which right now they're out of the draft. I want to mention that.
Yes, they are right now.
That 031 currently out of the draft. So this is great news for Nathan Emerson. Like, he's actually able to pull away right now. And they need to try to stay with this 3-car group that's in front of him with the Gen 4 and I believe that's the next gen. I believe. Yeah, I'm sorry, the Gen 6. But they need to stay with them as long as they can. That way they can pull that lead out a little bit over the rest of them.
Yeah, I think this race is going to be won by, I want to say, these top 6 right here that we're looking at.
Yeah, top 6,
if
top
everything
7,
goes well, I believe our overall winner is going to come out of these.
Yeah, it looks like the overall winner is going to come from the Gen 4 class. I mean, honestly, right now the top 5 Gen 4, the other 2 are next gen, which they're doing a great job. They're doing exactly what they need to. They're actually racing each other as well, Todd. That 19 and the 10 of Kirby, so Curtis Eckert and Kirby Wayne Scott right now running nose to tail. I think that they're okay riding right there. Of course, points now start to matter. You could kind of use that first race as a throwaway race, I guess, if you didn't have the greatest night. But with this amount of cars in here, you can really take a big points lead if you didn't have a good finish last week.
Yeah, real question is Lee Campbell going to try to slingshot pass? I believe that's Dale in front of him.
It's Matt. Slowster. I say Slowster.
Yeah, you're right.
That's his last name. Probably not, but Slauser, yeah, that wasn't that name.
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
Well, yeah, we'll butcher it, but it'll be all
right. But yeah, I wonder if Campbell, like I said, is he going to try to slingshot past him as you see the 400 go up?
Yeah, and
going to let the
here, I think might be
by?
For conservative fuel. I believe that's exactly why he went to the high side. Yeah, he wants to let the 60 lead and burn some gas out. And while he gets behind the same smart move, but here comes Cody in that 90 car. Yep. And he actually pitted one lap after these guys. So I don't know if he's going to be able to get the lead by himself on the outside.
Well, I mean, if he's going to want
side draft.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Is if he wants to side draft, he's got to get just a little bit closer and pull the you want to get real close to him, and then kind of get as far away as possible.
Yep. So that's kind of looking like what he's trying to do. I mean, it'd be pretty impressive to be able to take this lead, the overall lead. So, get a little bit closer to that quarter panel, and then go out wide on exit if he's able to do it. And actually, he's got the lead. He's going to be able to take his lead by himself.
Wow, and that's impressive. But I don't know. He's not clear because the 400 helped the 60 down the backstretch, and that's the risk that you take by running by yourself. How long is that run going to last?
He hit that bubble, and that's something that we have noticed in the trucks as well, because we run the truck series a lot, that you could do that. You could work your way from 15th back up to the front pack, up to the lead, but once you get up there, it's like a wall hits you, and it kind of drops you back a little bit. So I'm looking to, go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, I do want to mention that I did see some trucks coming off the pit road about a lap and a half or so.
Yeah, Jesse Fox was on pit road, looks like 2 laps ago. He is the only one that has been there. And now we got some more on pit road. Yep, we just had, by the way, our leader missed his exit or entry, Todd. So he had to back way up. He went through 2 boxes and had to back up. So Nathan Emerson had an issue.
That's not good.
And we talked about that as Hunter going to come off pit road. So your race leader, Garrett Hayes at the moment, but 031, how do you pronounce his name? Can you do that one?
The 031?
Yep. I know his last name's Timms, but is it Derek?
Let's see here.
That name?
I want to say it's Darius.
That's what I want to say, but I don't think that's how it's spelled.
Or Darius.
We'll just butcher it.
Yeah,
We're going
like
to
we
get with
always
these
do.
guys and get it. Here's Jared Hayes. He is your truck leader. He makes it through the stop clean, but once again, no help. So it's going to be interesting to see where the 0 or the 51 comes out. Current truck leader class. Trevor, Troy Thomas. I mean, you're in your window. You can pit here and make it to the end.
Oh yeah, for sure. Coming to lap 45 for some of these leaders.
No.
One thing I do want to mention though is Curtis Ecker currently running as your leader for the next gen class, running about 4th or 5th, about 6th in this front group here.
Alex Yates on pit road. I'm not sure. I think that was scheduled. I didn't think it was coming back in.
Could we possibly see the same thing happen again like we saw last week where the next gen ultimately was the overall race winner?
I mean, man, I don't know. I think, to me, it's going to be tough to get around these Gen 4s when they're racing as fast as they are. I mean, you're looking at the next gen right there. That's Curtis Ecker, Kirby. I feel like that you're going to have to break the Gen 4s up in order to. But what's going to be interesting is when these Gen 4s jump out of line, what is Kirby going to do? Does he go out to the outside with them? Or do you stay with Ecker for now? Because I don't think you're going to be able to pass him by yourself. So
I don't think so either.
Yeah, you're going to have to find that draft help a little bit to be able to get that. I think Trevor Woodward currently, by the way, still leading in the Gen 6 car. Gatorade. Troy Thomas currently second. Brandon Honeycutt third right now in class in the next gen. Don't think we'll see Gen 4 this time.
I don't think so either, but we do have a lap car coming up. That's going to raise some havoc again, as we've seen earlier in this race.
John Honeycutt, William Kelly on pit road. The Krispy Kreme winner last week. He will fill it up and get underway. As we're still watching this main group, and Todd mentioned a second ago, lap cars coming up. You guys can see it right on the outside.
Now, another thing that you're starting to see, they're starting to fan out. They're possibly trying to sneak some of that draft off right back in line to kind of help with that group, as, like I just mentioned, they just did. That's going to allow that lead group to go past them faster.
Yeah, we're looking at the miles per hour right now for Campbell. 189 miles an hour through the tri-oval. That's probably going to jump up to about 194, 193, 194, I'd imagine. Maybe not. It's going to stay right at 189, 190. I thought we'd get up a little bit more than that. Once again, next 2 weeks we are off. We come back to Charlotte, which should be a really fun race to watch these cars. Trevor Woodward, by the way, Todd, left the group that he was with, Troy Thomas, pitted early. So we will see how that kind of affects everything. By the way, the 51, we watched him a moment ago. Jared Hayes is able to keep the lead after pit stops.
Oh, we just have some trouble here. The 15 pushing the 19. The 19 coming back up on the 15, showing some displeasure because that is your class leader. They're beating and banging on each other for no reason.
This is first place. That's
If I'm the 19, I go up there and I show more displeasure to this 15 because that is unacceptable in my book.
Let's go back a little bit. I don't really want to go back because I'm afraid they're going to wreck. I want to try to go back and show a little bit. You guys can see it right there. The 19 did go below the yellow line. I wonder if that's kind of why the 15 wasn't happy. I don't know.
Well, if I'm the 19, I definitely
would not be happy.
No, the 15 looks like he's going to come down right now.
Curtis Ecker, south of Williamsport. Nice. Ain't no tap ever hurt nobody, Todd Chase.
Well, I mean, when you're the class leader and you've been running the same line that you've been running all race long, it's kind of pointless when you got a lap down car.
He is not a. He is a lap down car, correct? Yeah.
You get a. Yeah, I think there's going to be some choice words going on here. We may want to stay live after this race. We possibly could see a title match going on.
That's right. Here's like where everybody needs like a VR.
Yes.
And everybody gets boxing as we see pit stops. This is interesting. Everybody coming down.
And this is what you really want to do. You want to stagger yourself. That way you don't run over each other. As you see everybody come down pit road nice and safely. I've never seen 3 wide, though, on pit road here.
Especially in 3 different classes. Literally. Well, 2 different classes. I'm sorry. Watching 19 on pit road. Very smart. Come down. Oh, 60 misses pit box. Lee Campbell out of his pit box. Still out of his pit box. Backing way up. Now going in. Stops. Now goes in. He will not win this race if something happens.
No.
We don't get a yellow. That's going to hurt him.
That's really going to hurt him because now I believe Andrew Teft is going to take over that race.
No, Matt
that race
Sloser
lead
will take over the race lead. Andrew Teft.
Oh, you're right.
Yep. Andrew's got some help. Behind him, Curtis Ecker trying to close in on this 400. So, Todd, we got, how about 2 different classes working each other in a group. So, we got the Gen 4 up front working with the next gen. And then we got a Gen 4 with the next gen behind him trying to run down. So, this is basically first and second trying to run down their respective class. We jump back, by the way, to the Gen 6. Troy Thomas, your current race leader, has a pretty good margin. He's got about a 30-second gap, Todd. Ain't that more than that, I'm sorry. About a 34-second gap over this other group. But this other group is working together. But the problem is there's trucks, so I'm not sure how that's going to work out.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the trucks, Jared Hayes still leads.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how quick that 30-second gap dwindles as we work our way towards.
It does.
Yeah.
I mean, because you've got trucks mixed in with it, so I'm not quite sure,
Right.
And not only that, Troy Thomas has been out there 4 laps. If he don't get draft, can he run 23, 24 laps under green by himself? I don't know that. I think that's a lot.
Think so.
Yeah, that's a lot. So really, he needs to fall back and get some draft, and that may be what he's trying to do. Maybe get back and get Lee Campbell. That way they can kind of help each other and draft and stay with their fuel. So I just don't know if you can run 24 laps by yourself.
If I had to choose, if I had to do the math, I don't think they can.
No, I don't think so either. Charles Menzel, we've seen him have the issue earlier on pit road. He has yet to pit. We're watching him right now. He's 3rd in class. Trying to run down this lead group, who, by the way, has a massive class in front of him. The race leaders, I believe. No, I lied. So Andrew Teff right now, Todd, no draft help. And Matt right now does have help, so this is good for the 400 car.
I'm wondering, did he get left? Like, did he get hung out?
He's had to. Well, it's interesting because they only took 2 tires. But I will tell you this: the 98 spent a total time 9.2 in the box. I don't think the 400 took tires.
He probably didn't.
I think he took fuel only. He took 7.7. We know it takes a little bit to fuel tank up. So I'm guessing Andrew Teff took 2 tires, and Matt only took fuel only, from what I'm guessing. Meanwhile, Curtis Ecker, a big lead in that 19 car over Kirby Wainscott. Kirby has nobody to draft this as well, so we're kind of getting everything spaced out here towards the end of this race. Really, your only race right now would be Andrew is closing in on this by himself, by the way. I want to mention that. Yeah, last time by Andrew was almost a second faster than our Gen 4 car. Or, I'm sorry,
That's impressive.
Than our Gen 6 car in front of itself. And he has hooked onto the back of the draft, so you're going to see Andrew swing. I think the tires are helping him in this Gen 4 car. I think they do matter on these cars.
Now, I'm running with Lee Campbell back here, working with the 3 in the Gen 6. I feel bad for him.
Yeah, he
for
just
missing
had
his
that
pit box.
Messed up on pit road, yeah.
Because it really looked like he had this race pretty well ran up until that point.
Yeah, he was doing a good job. Todd, whoa, what happened here? Hold on. The 6 and the 15, yeah, they're hitting each other hard straight away.
Yep.
There's
This
something
15,
going on there. He's not making
this is like
friends.
No, he's not, because it's like the second or third time now that these two have kind of gone after each other.
There's something going on there. Somebody's not happy with somebody. It's
No.
Kinsley Smith. I'm not very familiar with Kinsley Smith, but I'm going to guess that's a guy, maybe a girl. Kinsley, I'm not sure. It can go either way on that one.
Yeah.
Sorry if I just don't know. Maybe it's just a driver's name. Hold on a second.
Well, now these guys are going to have a chance at catching this field, because now look at them. They've got a big group, and they're actually single file. So if they could just stay single file, not beat and bang off of each other other than nose to tail, they may have a chance.
You know, because the thing is, Kinsley needs this draft because right now they are 4th position overall in class. And I want to look next time by, not this time by, are they faster than Curtis Eckler or Eckler and them? And I think they would be, because they have no draft.
Yeah.
Are they going to be faster like Brandon Honeycutt? Well, Brandon Honeycutt's right here with them, so never mind. So yeah, I mean, I'm going to guess that they're closing it right here on Wayne Scott right here. So this is going to give Brandon Honeycutt, that is, going to give him 2nd overall once they close this gap, I'd imagine. By the way, up front, battle overall for the overall race lead. If I'm Andrew, by the way, I'm literally not even trying to pass this guy. Make him use his fuel if you can. Which I think he's got enough either way, but still. Yeah, Wayne Scott going to give up a couple positions here. And he will give up 2nd to Honeycutt. Now, these guys are going to try to run down the 19 of Curtis Eckler. He's got a little bit of help behind him, or in front of him.
Yeah, but I just don't know if it's enough.
Yeah, that is Terry in the 50 car right there in front of him. Not having the greatest night, but looking at lap times, yeah, they're about 2.5 seconds faster a lap.
I will...
These guys.
I will say this. If I'm running in this league, I'm actually enjoying this, because it's a challenge to weave in and out of traffic. But at the same time, like we had mentioned, the 19 and the 15, the 6 and the 15, those people may not be that happy.
Well, what's going to be interesting when we go to, and I don't want to say a smaller track, but a shorter track than this, like Charlotte in 3 weeks. There's not a lot of room at Charlotte, and that is a place where everybody bottom feeds. Like, you have to run the bottom at Charlotte Oval, and you have to hook that blue line that's on Charlotte. So it's going to be really interesting to see, how these cars perform. Like, it wouldn't surprise me to see the trucks do really well at Charlotte compared to some of these other classes. We do got a battle, by the way, for the Truck Series lead. Jared Hayes currently leading, but you see that 3rd car in line is 10. So he is looking to get some help right there in between them. That is Hunter right in between them. Hunter's going to have to make a choice here. Go to the outside or push the 51. This is where friends can be made and lost.
Yeah, and what I don't like about what I'm seeing here is that 7's kind of all over the place right now.
Yeah.
You know,
it makes it interesting.
it makes it interesting, but it also worries me if I'm Tim's here, because typically when you draft somebody here, you want to run nice and smooth and not move side yellow to the dashing white lines here, because that will cause crashes as well doing that. So, and not only that, it actually scrubs speed in that group.
It does.
When you got that middle car kind of moving all over. And I know it's hard sometimes because, air can be doing that to this truck as well. And you already at a disadvantage being the lower horsepowered class, I guess you could say. But no, it makes it very interesting, like I had just mentioned. And yeah, so.
Yeah, I'm sitting here looking, and that's where you bring up your point. With a 7, I don't know, man. I'm sitting there watching the 031, trying to figure out if he's going to jump to the outside. You would think he would. I mean, you don't have much of a choice if he wants to get the lead to try it. But what do you do? Do you drop back a little bit, pick up his next gen behind you?
I would.
And then, because, I mean, I don't see you being able to get the lead. You might be able to get up to the front, but once that air hits, you're going to stop anyway. You're not going to pass him. We've seen that. Like, right now would be an opportunity right here for him to jump out, hope the next gen goes with you and pushes you.
Well, the next gen's definitely faster. Yeah, the next gen's definitely faster. But right as you mentioned it, he didn't really have to jump out of the line to come back to that next gen car. And as you see right there, the product of the next gen helping these trucks. I will say this: 4 cars in a pack is a lot faster than 3.
You want to know something even more interesting, Todd?
What's that?
Go up to our race leader overall. They are racing 4 next gens, or 4 Gen 4s, nose to tail. The trucks are directly in front of them, the ones we were just watching. I didn't realize they was that close. They're right near each other. So this could get things really interesting here for not only the trucks, but our Gen 4 overall race leader as well, with Matt, Andrew, and Cody, as we are only 7 laps to go.
Yeah, it's crazy how we were sitting here talking about these other series and the laps were just starting to click right off.
Remember we was talking about Trevor Woodward, if he would have the fuel to make it? He is on pit road. Yeah. I don't think he's going to be the only one.
I don't think so either, but look at this. The Gen 4s have caught that 4-car pack as Andrew Taft's going to push the 400.
Yep. Cody's going to come with him. Yep, here comes the 7 down pit road, the truck. I'm trying to find out. He only went 21 laps. Todd Hunter did. And I'm looking through here. There's going to be some very tight trucks that may not have the fuel. I'm looking at the 51, our current truck leader. He is on lap 21. Kemp's is on 22 so far in this run. So I don't know if the trucks can make it or not. This literally could come down just to who gets off the road. Like, all you're doing is splash gas.
Right, and I don't know if these Gen 4s can make it racing like this now, because Benelli, again, trying to make it 2 or 3 wide for the race lead between
Benelli's
these
fast.
Gen 4 races, or these Gen 4 cars. But yeah, he is fast. I think he's showing that, but at the same time, I think he's kind of showing his hand to these guys in front of him.
Well,
Andrew Taft.
Matt's been out front now for a while in that 4 car, and I feel like I was worried about him because, remember, we didn't know if he took tires. He may or may not have at least 2 tires. We know Andrew took 2 tires, but Cody took 4. And what's interesting, though, is Matt's been able to keep the lead, which I was kind of surprised because Andrew caught him quick, same as Cody, but really hasn't done anything with it yet.
Yeah.
What position would you rather be in right now? First, second, or third if you're the Gen 4?
I'd rather be third.
Yeah, I think it depends who's behind me.
Because what you could do is, let's say Andrew decides to make a move, that's going to catch Matt off guard. Matt's going to be kind of sleeping, trying to block Andrew to where he could leave a lane open for Cody to kind of sneak right on by without even noticing. So,
well, here's somebody you got to keep an eye on. And I just highlighted him on the screen as Dale in the 9 car. He is so close to catch the back end of this draft. If he does, that's going to change everything because it's going to be a 4-car battle. He's going to have a three right here. Oh,
Andrew's under the wall here. Yep, and this is going to be interesting. Andrew gets turned. Yep, big crash here in 3 and 4.
First caution of the night on what was not very far. It was on lap 67 of 70. Once again, no damage in the series, so everybody's going to be able to drive off with no damage. Not sure what the wave run's going to look like. We have no clue yet. It's just something we'll have to look. The first caution caught on lap 67 of 70. How about that?
Hey, I give these guys a lot of credit. We did have some wrecks earlier, but they were not big enough to bring out the yellow. Yeah, but to go 66, 67 laps before our big yellow of the night, that's impressive.
Yeah, it really is. We're getting a replay of it right now. You guys can see it right there. Hard impact, by the way, for the 7. And there were some other cars involved as well.
Yeah, I wonder if he was like driving, just minding his own business, and then was like, "What the heck happened?"
I'm upside down.
Yeah.
I'm on fire.
Help me, Oprah. Help me, Tom Cruise.
So this is going to open pit road, which I would expect everybody to come down because now we're going to get a green white checker. Oh, what was that?
And Andrew Teft is not very happy, and I don't think he expected the 70 to kind of just fly right past him and then stop in front of him.
Happened. Yeah, here's a replay of what just happened. May not get it. May not get it. Oh, here it goes. Well, maybe not showing it. All right. Anyway.
Anyways, I believe 3 stayed out.
There's whatever it was that happened. Well, anyway. Oh, I didn't go back far enough. Oh well, it's all right. I missed that one. So yeah, 3 stayed out. I mean, man, might as well come down and take 4 if you're coming on pit road.
Yeah, and if I'm Matt here running the 400 car, I actually think he's a sitting duck.
Well, him and Cody both are kind of, we talked about tires not being an issue, and I don't think it is on all the other cars besides the Gen 4.
Yeah.
Because we noticed the Gen 4s have a lot more speed. They just seem like they spin their rear tires a lot more. And I don't think it's more of an issue. I think you can hold it. It's just there's a chance where your back end could get loose or something like that. I don't think that you're really giving up speed by being on older tires. I think it's just a chance where you're sliding your tires more. Brandon Honeycutt, by the way, how about that? Will take over the lead. And the 13, I believe that is the next gen pod. Or is that the Gen 6?
Gen 6.
Gen 6, yeah. So he takes over the lead in that. Matt's still your leader over in Gen 4. Leader right now in next gen will be the 3 of Troy Thomas, and Jared Hayes is your current leader now in the 51. I was trying to see if there's any waiver rounds. I don't think there's really going to be because some of these classes,
yeah,
you know what I mean. If you wave somebody around, they're going to lap their whole class. I think you got to really be careful about waving them around. Once again, these are no lucky dog. It is wave rounds only by race control discretion. Yep.
So it's going to be interesting to see how everybody lines up with this, you know, because we're seeing classes mixed amongst other classes. So amongst
Matt, by the way, from Frederick. Is that Massachusetts? Is that MD? I don't even know if that's Massachusetts or not. What is
Maryland?
What is Maryland. You come from Tennessee. But we don't get that here. Okay.
Nah. Look, our issue tonight is we're thinking about cookies leading into yes. So we're thinking about eating some cookies and making some cookies and stuff like that.
I made cookies, by the way. Actually, I made them the other night.
Yeah.
I didn't make them last night. Miranda made them last night. I thought we was about to get 3 wild starts. I about got excited.
Oh man,
I about got excited.
that would be cool.
That would be wild. But did make some cookies, by the way. Reese's peanut butter cookies.
Ooh,
Pretty good stuff.
I'm jealous.
I need to get some more because they was actually really good. Think about a cookie, man. Like when you make a homemade, because you can burn the bottoms really easy. You only cook them for about literally, and I know we're racing, but you cook them for like 8 to 9 minutes on like 350 and smash them down like with a fork, and then put them on a plate because they cool and they get harder. So that's why the key trick is to not let them get too hard. That's the trick.
Well, one way to think of it is if you're running a truck by yourself out here, that's only about 2 Talladega laps long.
You can make cookies.
You could.
That's how you know we're getting fat, Tom, when you start talking about cookies and how to make them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we are under yellow, so I mean.
That's true. We learned this from our good friend Joe Burchett. He's a bigger guy, weighs about 380.
Yeah.
He taught us how to make everything.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say what his favorite line is.
Yeah, that's best we don't. Here we go.
Pace car coming down. It does look like Matt is gonna lead the field.
Hang on, we're not going
nope,
green.
cancel delay. Delayed green.
Yep.
So they will get that set back up. I meant to cut my spotter off, but where I was testing VR earlier, I kind of forgot to take my spotter off.
Yeah.
I'm not used to having my spotter on because you always spot me for the most part, besides Tuesdays. So I'm not used. By the way, the official iRacing season started tonight for a lot of classes.
Yes.
Not official for trucks. There is an 8-week schedule out for them, but the official season has now started. Actually, just about an hour ago.
Yep.
So these guys are going to double or stay doubled up to go back green. Let me know in the chat who you're pulling for. We got a couple people say Cody, are you racing? Somebody pulling for Matt. Check all the other chats. Restream's weird when it comes to chats because like sometimes it's shown, sometimes it won't.
Yeah.
That's the only downside when it comes to Restream. I like it for broadcast reasons, but.
Well, I also like it too because if we really wanted to, we could pull the broadcast file and post it other places to kind of get more views on this league if
Spotify,
we really wanted
stuff
to.
like that. Yeah, because
Which is really cool.
We did our podcast, and we are still planning on doing something similar soon.
Yep.
But also, real quick, all for the next 2 weeks, real quick shout out AMR Race Control, AMR Paintworks, GRR Sports, Speed Zone Race Control, 213simware.com, KS Designs, Admin Box, GTR, Fanatec, Marconi Setup Shop, and of course Mazda Racing. Thank you for sponsoring the Racers Elite Series. We do appreciate it. Off next 2 weeks, come back Charlotte, Daytona, Michigan, Pocono, Atlanta, Vegas, Texas, Daytona. So we will have one more plate race at the end of the season, which is interesting. Can't wait till we get to Daytona and Pocono and see how they do there, though. We're not Daytona, but Daytona Road Course in Pocono.
So it does look like the field. Yeah, it does look like the field is in place now, like the way they should be. As you see, the pace car coming down pit road once again, and like you said, 2 attempts at this.
This is attempt number
I do not think they're going to make it through lap number. Well, I don't think they're going to make it out of turn 2.
I don't know.
Out of this.
Now that we're bunched up, it's going to be a little crazy, I think. Here we go. Once again, start finish line at the end. And there you go.
Green flag is back out.
He did not go. Cody Benelli has struggled there. He was not ready. He gets left in the middle.
You got the 13 of, I want to say that it's Honeycutt.
Yeah, pushing this on a Gen 4 car. Here comes to the outside the 19 Curtis Ecker, along with the help of Kirby Wainscott.
Well, I don't know how much longer Honeycutt wants to push Matt here. No, yep.
No caution.
No yellow.
Single car spin to the inside. That was Terry Snell.
Block that outside lane. Big move there.
Surprised he blocked the outside lane. That is not a class.
No, but I mean, look,
It is
he
overall,
fell back down. He went back down to the bottom, and it kind of hurt him because Honeycutt backed off.
Yeah, this is going to allow. Here comes Andrew Keff to the outside. The 98.
Look at this. 3 wide for third. The 19 gets turned.
Caution, not coming out.
No,
We stay
no
green.
yellow. It is a race for the win here between the Gen 4s, between Andrew Teft and Matt in the 400.
Multiple cars behind them, reckon.
No yellow. Andrew Teft with the big run from the 9. He's got the run on the outside. The 13 trying to help the 400 on the bottom. This is going to get really, really good here.
Gen 4 cars, 3 of them up front, followed by 2 of the other class, next gen. Here we go, Todd.
Coming out of turn 4.
Here comes Teft.
400's got the. Yeah, here comes the outside lane. Here comes Andrew Teft. He's got the run.
Not gonna get
Will the
it on
400?
tank.
No, he will not.
Almost got it.
He will not.
Matt will win that. Matt Schluzer,
Wow.
I believe how you say it. Brandon Honeycutt picks up the win as well in that class. Also, Troy Thomas somehow got wrecked and will win the next gen class. I believe it's the next gen. Actually, it might be the which one's the pink again?
I believe that is the.
Oh my gosh, Alex Gates won the truck series. How about that?
Let's see. The pink is the Gen 6 class.
6, okay, so there you go. And how about Alex Gates winning the truck series? We're going to read on some interviews here in a minute. Matt Schluzer, by the way, will win as wow.
Slide through the grass. Wow, what a celebration.
Here you go, flip. Daniel Davis, it's all right.
He's going to finish. He's going to cross the line backwards.
Here's the 3 of Troy Thomas. How about Troy Thomas, by the way? We didn't speak a lot about him during this race. We spoke a little bit here and there. In the 3, he's able to win in the next gen, I believe. And then the last but not least, of course, will be Alex Gates doing donuts in the 77 truck. Let's see if we can find people to interview. We had trouble last week. Let's see if we can get them. Matt Schluzer, and we're going to bring him in. Hopefully, we are pronouncing your name right. Is it Matt Schluzer? Is that how you say it?
Hey, it's Matt Schlosser.
Schlosser. There we go. Man, rednecks, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, you pick up the win, dude. That was a wild, wild, wild finish. No caution coming out before the start-finish line. You was able to hold on there for the lead on the inside line. Talk us through that race. That was a wild race. No cautions until the end.
Yeah, it was very clean and continuous there. I thought it was going to go green the whole way, and it looked like some guys got in trouble on the last lap, or I forget how many laps to go. It was almost the last lap, but we had that restart, which was very crazy because all the cars kind of started with different speeds, and it was hard to kind of judge where to go. I went early in the zone thinking I might need that kind of jump to get ahead of the next gen cars, and I forget who it was behind me, but they pushed me, which was a very nice thing to do. And then I was able to block a run, hold on. And then I thought I was a sitting duck on the last lap, but it looked like those guys were racing side by side behind me. And I was just able to hang on. So lucky to get the win. It was really fun. It's a cool idea to run multi-class like this. It was the first time I'd ever done it. And it was really fun. So I appreciate the league for putting it on and having me out and everything.
Hey, I got to ask you because, of course, you're in the Gen 4, and it seems like I know tires at Talladega. A lot of people don't think it really matters, but it does look like it matters on the Gen 4. Did you notice the feeling? Did the back end get light or anything over time?
Yeah, the tires definitely wore. One place I really noticed it was coming into the pits. It was hard to get the car slowed down, and even you really had to brake early for your box to make sure you didn't overshoot it. And then when that last caution came out, I had to jump into the top lane, and I almost hit the wall because I just did not have the same tires. I was avoiding the trucks in front of me, and I didn't have the tires I did earlier, and it almost cost me. I almost hit the wall, but yeah, they definitely wore out. I'd say if that race was too much longer, it would have been really hard to keep speed with those tires. You might have to consider changing them, but it was worth it to not change them to save the time and get the track position.
It was a wild race. I will say that. Like we was up here, like that ending was
Yeah.
fantastic. Man, any shout outs you want to give out?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Shout out to Racers Elite, Andrew, admin, all the other people who run the league for putting it on. Appreciate them having me out and putting on so many different series and seasons. So always find something to race in. Shout out to you guys for doing the broadcast. That's really it. Shout out to anyone who I wasn't sure exactly who it was, but whoever pushed me on the last lap, I appreciate the push to help me win the race. So that last restart, I got a couple pushes from behind. So thanks to whoever you were. I wasn't sure who it was. It was such a blur, but I knew I got a couple of good pushes. So appreciate that.
For sure. You had somebody cheering you on in the chat, the live chat as well. So good job tonight, man. Congrats on a big win.
Oh, thanks. It might have been, it could have been Zach Lockett if it was. Shout out to him. He said he was going to check it out. But, yeah. What's up, Zach? How you doing?
Hey, you got to watch you win. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's cool. He's good luck. So, yeah, it was a fun race overall. Thanks again.
Awesome, man. Good job.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, buddy. Next up, let's see, is Brandon Honeycutt, not Caden Honeycutt. Brandon Honeycutt is not in here. I think we do got one. Alex Gates is not in here. Let me look at second. Thomas, I believe, is in here. He is. Let me move him up. He is from the Outsider. Todd, it would not let me move him up.
That's weird.
Let's just move down to his channel. That work? All right. I don't know why. It will not let me move you up, Troy. So I apologize for that. I was trying to. I was like, it's not letting me move him up. I'll just move down there. Not too far from me, by the way, over in Boone, North Carolina. Troy Thomas picking up a big win tonight, man. That was probably not what you expected after the caution, but you was able to battle back and take home the big win in your class tonight. A great win, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I was just minding my P's and Q's, just riding around. Once I saw, I guess, from the get-go, I was just able to get ahead of the other Gen 6 cars, except me and Trevor. So, and then I just tried to just maintain the gap at the end. And I seen that caution flag. I'm like, oh, crud.
You know, we was talking about the Gen 6s. Now, there was only like 4 in class, which does not take away anything because y'all was in packs all night, so it does not matter. Talk about the pack racing, man, because you guys had to work really good with the trucks, it seemed like. But it looked like overall you guys was able to carry some speed there towards the end. I mean, you guys was right there with the next gen, of course, as far as speed goes.
Yeah, we was able to work good with the trucks. I think we worked best with the trucks, but, if it wasn't for the Gen 4s, they don't get off good, so kind of have to take what you can with them, and they'll just run right by you. But, you just try to find somebody you can work with and go from there.
For sure on that, man. Well, we got 2 weeks off. Are you planning on coming back for Charlotte?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay,
I'm here for the rest of the season.
All right, that's all I need to know. What's your thoughts heading to Charlotte? A lot smaller track than what we've been to the last 2 weeks. Auto Club in Talladega. Charlotte might be a little bit different of a animal to try to tame. Thoughts on taking the Gen 6 there?
Oh, I love this is probably my favorite car to race on iRacing, so I'm looking forward to Charlotte. I've won there before, so
I agree. I think
looking forward to it.
I think as far as the Cup cars, Gen 6, man, I'm sorry, it outpaces. It's just better than the next gen overall, in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I agree with you 110%, bud.
Man, any shout-outs you want to give out?
Y'all for putting the show on. I mean, appreciate taking your time out on your Monday. Andrew for putting this league, one of these leagues on, as he has these next gen, the other leagues he does. Just anybody watching, my wife for letting me doing it. So
you always got to thank her. Always.
Oh yeah, if I don't thank her, I ain't doing this no more. That's for sure. So, but
hey,
thank you all so much.
Real quick, I know you're from North Carolina. Are you guys good from that flood and stuff that happened? I know you're a little bit different from where some of it was, but
no, we got hit pretty hard where I was.
Right.
We was out of power for probably 9 days.
Whew, that's rough, man. Well, I'm not too far. I'm only in Greenville, so I'm not too far at all. I'm in Tennessee,
okay.
So yeah, I'm not far at all. All right, man. Take care. We'll see you here in a couple of weeks. Have a good Christmas.
You too. Thank y'all.
Thanks, buddy. All right, Todd, we'll move back up, and we'll get our thoughts overall for the race, as you guys will see the rundown pop up on your screen. Todd, thoughts on that one?
That was a crazy race, I will say.
It was a little wild.
A lot of good racing, a lot of beat and banging, big wrecks. Typically, you normally see that happening towards the middle, towards the front of the race, but it actually happened towards the back half of this race, and they actually impressed me tonight.
Yeah, me too.
Running here.
I don't know what's going on with my live thing. All of a sudden, it just apparently the session's in, so it didn't let me show anything. But that will do it for us here tonight, guys. We will be back in 2 weeks, 3 weeks technically, and we'll see y'all then. Todd, anything you want to say?
Just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Take care.